Let me get Professor Swaran Singh and Tara Karta as well in. Professor Swaran Singh, all of them arguing that India has to work in its national interest. How do you see India's stance? There have been questions raised by the opposition back home. How do you see India's stance as far as navigating this conflict is concerned?
I think if you look at how India has reacted in similar earlier conflicts, either in Ukraine or in Gaza, India has sought to persist with its what we call proactive neutrality, not to take any clear sides. But I also understand the fact that Prime Minister recently traveled to Jordan and Oman and more recently to Israel allows people to give certain interpretation to the proximity that India has increased with Israel. And the last visit I think the Prime Minister Modi had to Iran was 2016. So it's been almost a decade that any senior leader kind of had paid a visit to Iran. So it's subject to interpretations, but of course each nation, as you said, decides foreign policy by national interest, and therefore one can fully understand why India's proximity with Israel is completely different today. And in that sense, we are still trying to maintain that kind of neutrality by saying we are worried about the regional instability driven by our national interests of protecting our citizens in that region. That's why Prime Minister is speaking to various leaders. Foreign Minister has spoken to his counterparts in many of these countries. But I think other than the costs which India may be capable of dealing with, because we now have about 700 billion plus foreign exchange, but other than commodity costs going up, the delays are going to be another dangerous thing to happen, because if you reroute energy through Suez and Mediterranean and Cape of Good Hope, at least a month's delay. And when we talk about India's reserves lasting up to 74 days, you have to understand what that means.
I think that's the most important question.